Every once in a while, you get an absolutely historic trade. And in this case, we're looking at trading gold in the 1970s. Gold in the 1970s, yeah, you'd need a time machine to do that.
We're sending you back to the future.
Check this out. In 1970, the price of gold was worth $35.96 per troy ounce, which is equivalent to $283.10 in 2023 dollars. The gold price performed well in 1970 by retracing many of its 1969 losses after the collapse of the London Gold Pool Agreement in 1968. But here's where it gets really interesting. By the end of that decade, gold touched $850, which was a 2,300% gain in the 1970s alone. However, for stock investors in the West, the 1970s were pretty much a lost decade with lots of volatility but flat returns. The real price of gold peaked in January 21st, 1980 at a closing price of $892.10 per ounce. That's more than $2,500 per ounce in today's dollars. So why am I talking about gold in the 1970s? Well, one of the most horrific outcomes of the current projected recession that we might be going into, but we haven't quite started yet, the one we've been talking about since early 2022, the one that I believe might not actually be coming for yet another year or so? Well, the answer is for crypto investors, specifically those holding Bitcoin. That might not matter. In fact, that might be one of the most bullish outcomes possible. And that is because the leader of the biggest asset manager in the world, BlackRock, has now turned his attention to becoming the chief marketing officer of Bitcoin as the new BlackRock and everything that they represent, not just here in the crypto industry, but in the world far, far beyond crypto. How this is one of the most influential people in the world, Larry Fink, and what he's done with BlackRock over the recent years and decades shows that his plans for Bitcoin might be further reaching than you could ever imagine. Is it possible that Bitcoin is about to experience its gold in the 1970s moment? Let's take a look. If BTC is this generation's gold and the 2020s is a repeat of the 70s, then we are here. As you can see, that's a really nice low point entry on the charts. And check out these absolutely staggering on-chain metrics that show you exactly where we are in this Bitcoin cycle. As you can see from this tweet from on-chain metrics analyst Will Clemente, we see that Bitcoin has now exited the deep value zone. And you can see the deep value zone here is represented in this green bar area. It's worth noting that Bitcoin did not violate this particular metric to the downside. It went into the zone, it had its accumulation period, and now it's exiting that zone. And right as it's exiting, we're getting the biggest asset manager in the history of the world saying that he's all in on Bitcoin, that he views it as the new gold, and that they are very confident that they will get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved to allow everyone, and specifically their grandmother, to easily allocate to Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Who knows? Maybe inflation is about to get a whole lot worse with de-dollarization, the collapse of the housing market, the inverse aging of the population, AI taking everyone's jobs. The list goes on and on and on. But guess what? Bitcoin is here to save your portfolio. And just in time, BlackRock is launching their ETF. As Will Clemente says, surely this time is different. And we see chart after chart after chart showing pretty clearly that this time ain't no different at all. So there you have it. Bitcoin is having its 1970s moment. This is one of the biggest opportunities, in my opinion, of our entire generation. Finally, we will have a bull run supported by institutional buyers. A bull run that is not being gate-kept or bottlenecked by on-ramps or off-ramps. It's going to be as easy for trillions of dollars from the US economy to flow into Bitcoin through this ETF as it should have been from the start. This is, in my opinion, the first bull run of institutional size. Bitcoin is here to save your grandma's portfolio. It's here to save your portfolio. And by extension, the entire crypto economy will blossom. But remember, the fun stuff, those altcoins, those far out on the risk spectrum opportunities that go 100x in the bull market, those will only blossom once Bitcoin and Ethereum really get their groundings and start making new highs. Until then, it's all just foreplay. And make sure that you're not wasting the opportunity to average in to the biggest and best assets in the space as we wait for the next flowers to bloom. Now, before we go here, I want to take a second to shout out, I just signed up for the new Threads app, which is a competitor to Twitter. So go ahead and follow me at EllioTrades. There's only one, and that's me. There's a bunch of scam accounts on Instagram and other networks. Just know if you don't get linked to that account from my Twitter or my YouTube. It's not a real account. I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I hit 50,000 followers on the Threads app. So go ahead and follow me there and you could earn some sweet crypto. I haven't posted on the Threads app, but go ahead. The link is in the description. Give me a follow. And as always, if you guys enjoy this, you know what to do. Click on this next video. It's even better than this one. And I'll see you very soon on the next episode.